In this video, I'm going to show you how to use drill operation in MasterCAM. And I'm going to use this as my example. In drilling, you do not have to have a perfect circle for each drill operation. All you need is the center point of the circle. So for example, if I have a hole in here that is a 1/4 inch, I do not have to create a 1/4 inch hole. All I need is to tell MasterCAM at this point I'm going to use a 1/4 inch drill bit. And similarly, if I want to have an inch hole in here, all I have to do is to tell MasterCAM in here I want to use 1 inch drill bit. So therefore it's important to have the location of the holes instead of the size of the holes. So in here I can use endpoints of these lines. I can have a hole in here, 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 center point, center point, center point. So I'm going to show you how we can do it. Now since this is already created, and just make sure your tool setting, this is on, so that when you call your first tool, it will be tool number 1. Now let's start with the drill cycle. And again, I'm going to start with these points. You can actually select the whole thing if you want to. If you select the whole thing, it automatically selects all these points for you. But sometimes it's not a good thing because you might not want to have all the points to be cut. So I'm going to cancel it and restart. I'm going to start from this point, this point, this point, this point, this point, and this point. And when I'm done, okay, now I can select my first tool. Say I'm going to use this tool. So I already have a tool here. I'm going to delete this tool. I'm going to delete both tools. Let me start again. So I select my first tool, tool number 4 in MasterCAM, 1 inch, number 1 center drill. And you can see this is number 1. So this is tool number 1, even though on MasterCAM this is called number 4. So remember that setting I checked in here. If I didn't do that, that would be number 4. So once I have this, I'm going to use the default value in here, and then I can move on to the next important parameters. If this is a thin sheet, all you have to do is to use drill counterbore. That's fine. If this is a thick stock, you will want to use peg drill. You can see that in here, you drill and then comes up a little bit to release the trip. Down, up, down, up, down, up, and then every time it comes down a 0.1 inch. So it's depending on the thickness of the hole you're going to drill. So I'm going to keep it simple, drill. And then this is the where you want to drill, how deep you want to drill. That's the page that you want to use. So in here, if this is a 1/4 inch sheet, so I will need to use a 1/4 inch down. So if this is the top of the geometry is 0, again I'm going to put everything is absolute so that it's easier for me to reference all the points. Think about it. At this moment, if this is a Z0, if you flip this a little bit towards to you or away from you, you will see the X, Y, and Z. The Z0 is on top of this plane, so that will be Z0. And then I'm going to drill a 1/4 inch down. But just keep in mind that because the drill bit is not flat, you may want to drill a little bit more if this is a through hole. If this is a through hole for a 1/4 inch thick plate, you will want to go a little bit more, for example, maybe 0.4 inch, so that you want to make sure this is clear. And you have an option of using this as well if you don't want to calculate it yourself. If you want to leave it like that, right? And then tool compensation, it will do all these calculation for you just to make sure this is clear. If you don't want to use it, that's fine. You can just make sure you add extra material in here. If you use it, you don't have to do that. You can actually add coolant if you want to. If this is aluminum, steel, you will want to put coolant in here. If this is plastic, wood, you would not want to use coolant. And after that, okay. So basically you will see in here, if you look at, if I tilt it here, see, look, this is C0 and it comes down. Now you can see these points, the yellows are rapid move, the blue are with the feed rate. So if I go back to this parameter, go back to the link, see these are yellows. So in here you can come down fast, slow, and slowly up, and fast. So these are the exact interpretation in here. Now I want to show you another thing is that I can actually move these pattern. So if I want to move this pattern around, say if I want to move this 4, come down 3, so this will be my new pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or say if I don't want to drill these two holes, let me find them. Okay, so this one I don't want to drill, so I can delete it. And the first one, if I don't want to drill, I can delete it. So I can start from here, 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 here. So you can delete what you select and you can add them back. So you can add a couple points. Let's say if I want to add this point as well. So I can add them back, I can delete them, I can change the order. It really depending on your setup. So now it's okay. Now after I make the edits, I have to make sure this regent. So similarly, if I make the edits on the parameters, this link, I want to say if this is too shallow, I want to make it deeper, 0.35. I need to do the regent. If I want to change the order, I want to move this down. Okay. I want to do the regent. So just keep in mind, the reason we change the order is to make it faster, not to make it slower. So in this case, you can see this from here down to there, go like this. That's not the fast way to machine. It is, you want to make sure this is a much faster way to machine this part. So I'm going to change it back. It might be a little bit difficult to change it back. Yep, that's it. So I can have a much smoother contour, the process. So okay, regent. So this is how I would use drill operation.